awards tonight. We have received generous donations and sponsorship for each of these awards. Each of our sponsors are here to present tonight, and we would like to acknowledge and be grateful for their contributions. The Lifetime Achievement and Lifetime Ally Award is proudly supported by VMIAC this year. So we're moving over to the Ally of the Year Award. The Ally of the Year Award goes to a person who has shown outstanding support to the consumer movement. We know allies are fundamental to achieving our goal of equality. We know they're required to help carry the load because it's an enormous task to achieve real social change. This award is sponsored by Mind Australia. Katie Larson from Mind Australia is in place of Jill Callister this evening. Over to you, Katie.
Thank you so much, Chantal, and such a pleasure to be here tonight to present this award. Congratulations to VMIAC on your 40th anniversary and happy birthday, but also for such a magnificent event that is actually acknowledging and recognising the incredible work undertaken by consumers and their critical contribution to meaningful and effective reform in mental health. We understand, I think all of us here tonight, how important it is that lived experience voices and perspectives are amplified through leadership, governance, service design and service delivery. To do that, we need allies. We need everyone to understand that works in this space, how critical we all are to this work, to providing leadership and to ensuring that the role of consumers and the consumer movement is respected, affirmed and valued. We are delighted to sponsor an award that recognises the role of allies and commend all of those nominated for your contribution to supporting the consumer movement. Right. And firstly, I'd like to announce the highly commended recipient, which is Jessica Anson. And now the winner. I'd like to congratulate the winner of the Ally of the Year Award, Helen Macrogeorgis.
Thank you very much for that. I too just want to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which I'm on, which is the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nations, and pay my respects to their elders past and present. And sovereignty was never ceded, always was, always will be Aboriginal land. I want to also acknowledge people here with lived experience of trauma, mental health issues and all the mental health system. I want to particularly recognise the ongoing advocacy they and many before them have done in many areas, including research, service development, individual and systemic advocacy. And I would also like to acknowledge supporters. I wanted to thank, firstly, the amazing consumer leaders who actually nominated me, Wanda Bennett, Simon Cottrell, Maggie Toko and Barbara Russell. It's been such a pleasure working alongside them and consumer advisory group that IMA has, which is speaking from experience, as well as lived experience experts I've worked with at VMIAC, Mental Health Services, the consumer consultants, peer workers, and many others. I think I also want to acknowledge the other ally nominees. I look forward to realising a system of reform that the Royal Commission has provided us and how and I'm hoping that by then we won't actually need to recognise allies because everyone will see it as their responsibility to amplify the voice of people with lived experience and to relinquish power. That means that they are at every table, including in decision-making ones, and they are leading the system. Thank you to VMIAC for their ongoing support of IMA and VLA and their collaboration and generosity towards me over the past 6 years. They have been instrumental in IMA's development and ability to deliver the services it does to people. And I also want to wish VMIAC a happy 40th birthday. And as I say in my language, which is Greek, which means here's your 100th birthday. Thank you very much.
Wow, Helen, I'm not sure how to follow in after that. So beautifully said, and what an incredible ally you are. Well done to everyone who was nominated, including Jessica, for being highly commended. We at VMIAC see all of you and your tenacious work. Now we turn our attention to the second award, the Consumer Advisory Group Award. This is an award that is for a clinical or community group that's operated for more than 2 years and has demonstrated a significant contribution to improving the experiences of consumers in the service system. We're grateful today that VMIAC National has sponsored this award, and I'd like to hand over to Tom Dalton, the CEO of VMIAC National, to present this award. Thank you.
Thanks, Chantel. So VMIAC has sponsored the Consumer Advisory Group Awards this year, and we're really pleased to be able to do that. We have a long history with VMIAC, and of course, the people that VMIAC represent and work with are the same people that we exist to serve at VMIAC. And so we're really pleased to be able to do this because we recognise that consumer advisory groups are a really important way of people with lived experience having an input into the organisations who exist to serve their needs. So first of all, it's my pleasure to announce the highly commended group, and that is the Mind Lived Experience Advisory Team. So well done to the Mind Lived Experience Advisory Team. Fantastic achievement to be highly commended in this award. And of course, the reason we're all here is to know who the winners are. And the winner is the Youth Advisory Council, Headspace, Greensborough. So congratulations to that team. Fantastic effort, and it's great that you were nominated, and fantastic that you're receiving the Consumer Advisory Group Award for all the important work that you do. Congratulations to you all. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm Madeline, and on behalf of Headspace Greensborough's Youth Advisory Committee, we're honoured to be nominated the Consumer Advisory Award. I'd like to say on behalf of the group a special thank you to Kirsty, Kelly, Anna, Michael and Liz, as well as all the staff at Headspace Greensborough. Their commitment and support over the past few years were integral to the group being able to reach our potential. The Youth Advisory Committee provides a youth and lived experience perspective to all the work Headspace Greensborough does. Over the past few years, the group has focused on raising awareness of the importance of youth mental health in our local area, including Nillumbik, Banyule, Whittlesea local government areas. Working collaboratively together, we have focused our work on increasing mental health literacy, reducing stigma and discrimination, and increasing help-seeking behaviour. Over the past few years, the group has worked on co-designing resources for the centre after developing gaps in service provision. We have provided high-level feedback to ensure the services at the centre are safe and effective for the young people accessing support. We have run events to raise awareness of the service in the local area, and we've connected and developed partnerships with local schools and organisations. What stands out to me as a key and powerful contribution the group has made was representing Headspace Greensborough at Victoria's Mental Health Royal Commission. The group believed that it was important to provide a lived experience and youth perspective, as well as to advocate for the role Headspace plays in supporting young people's mental health in our local community. I'm proud that our work contributed to systemic change to the mental health system, and I know that these changes that are made through the recommendations will go on to impact young people well into the future. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madeline, and congratulations, Headspace Greensborough, and to all the advisory members and the team that have supported you. And well done also to Mind for your lived experience advisory team for being highly commended, and to everybody else who's been nominated. We thank you for your tireless work. And I'm not surprised that young people remain at the vanguard of pushing and calling for change. They're often fearless in their demand in a way that adulthood is stripped from us. We've now arrived at our third award. It's the Consumer Worker of the Year Award. It's divided into two categories. There's a Clinical Worker Award and then there's a Community Worker Award. The Consumer Worker of the Year, the clinical one, recognises someone who's worked for at least 2 years in the clinical sector and made significant and positive difference to a consumer's experiences of services. The Mental Health Tribunal are our proud sponsors of this award this year, and I'd like to welcome their CEO, Jan Dundon, now to say a few words, and they will then present the awards. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Chantal. The perspectives and experiences of consumers and carers play a key role in the strategic management of the Tribunal. In 2015, we appointed a consumer worker in a declared lived experience role, which has grown to become a member of governance of the Tribunal since 2016. Our fantastic advisory group, TAG, has been active since 2015, and focus groups from the registers of VMIAC and Tandem were instrumental in designing our website. Most recently, the Tribunal has appointed both a lived experience consumer member and a carer member to our governance group, meaning that now 1/3 of the Tribunal's governance group has lived experience as a consumer, a carer, or both. We have sponsored this award because of the importance of consumer workers in the mental health system. You play such a critical role, both in directly assisting patients to navigate the mental health system and to activate their rights, and by informing decision makers in health services and agencies like ours to keep consumers at the centre of service design. Before I announce the winner, I want to announce that one of the nominees was highly commended, and that is Sue Belmore. This year, the winner of this award is Neelam Ray. Congratulations, Neelam.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, Jan, and thank you, VMIAC. I'm really not sure where to start. It's a great honor to be acknowledged by your peers and for the work that I am most passionate about. Speaking for the living experience and consumer voice is sometimes challenging in clinical space, especially in multicultural clinical settings where mental illness still holds a lot of stigma. I really hope to spread more awareness about mental health and lived experience advocacy, especially in South Asian communities. Thank you once again. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you so much, Neelam. What an important and vast contribution you've made. Congratulations on your award. And congratulations to Sue as well for being highly commended, speaks of your work and your passion in the field. We're grateful to you and everybody else who's been nominated for the work. The next award is for the Consumer Worker of the Year at community ward level. This award is for a consumer who has worked for 2 years or more in a community sector and made a significant and positive difference to a consumer's experiences of services. We have here Damien Ferrer, the CEO of Star Health, to present. They're the proud sponsors of our award tonight, so I'd like to hand over to him now. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chantal. And can I too congratulate all the other winners tonight. And it is a great privilege to partner with VMIAC tonight to sponsor the award for the Consumer Worker of the Year community. Star Health is driven by and indebted to the voices of consumer experience and expertise. We believe in the motto that nothing about us, nothing without us. And the contribution of consumer workers has absolutely enables us to work towards improving the health and well-being for all. And it's baked into everything we believe and do. This award is in recognition of someone who's been working in the community sector, noted and observed by consumers, a consumer themselves, and has made a very significant and positive difference to consumer experience of services. And that's ultimately what we're about. The highly recommended award was by the committee was Tyson Hill. So congratulations, Tyson. And the winner of the Community Worker of the Year community is Bianca Childs. Congratulations, Bianca.
Thanks, Damien, and thank you, Star Health, for sponsoring the award. Yeah, I suppose this is amazing. I can't believe this is happening, really. First, I'd like to just thank Katie Larson for nominating me. I can't believe, I've been at Mind for 7 years in a variety of designated lived experience roles. And I can't see myself being anywhere else. I feel so much privileged to be working for an organisation where my own personal values are so closely aligned with the organisational values. I think Mind places lived experience, the value of lived experience and peer work so highly within the organisation. We have our peer work framework and our participation and co-design framework, which is also guided and led by our lived experience strategy as well. I not only stand on the shoulders of the people who have come before me, but for me, it's seeing firsthand consumers moving from service recipients into lived experience roles, into peer work. The impact that has on their own, how they make meaning of their experiences, the impact that has on their own recovery, and also the way they use that to contribute to the clients and the residents that they're working with, blows me away all the time. Seeing people move, come from being consumers to using that lived experience to make a difference for somebody else, but to also make a difference within their teams, to the culture, to their community. I think also seeing consumer workers coming to peer roles and creating leadership opportunities for themselves, but also leadership opportunities for the people they're working with, whether or not that's around helping them develop their own self-advocacy, helping them, make meaning, find meaning for their own recovery as well. And, hopefully maybe to transition into more lived experience roles, with the Royal Commission coming up, with the Royal Commission and the growth of the lived experience workforce. I think, it's going to be absolutely amazing seeing all of these people, all of these consumers, making such a difference for everybody else as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bianca. What incredible words and what an incredible inspiration you are, and looking to the future already for what opportunities for others. I love it. I'd also like to acknowledge Tyson for their contributions and being recognised as highly commended, and to all the nominees in this category. You've helped us become better in who we are, in the work we do, and your knowledge is just so powerful. Your passion and your determination and dedication is so evident. The Human Rights Award, of course, the most important award. This is an award for someone who has a strong human rights focus and has contributed to raising or addressing human rights issues experienced by consumers of Victoria's mental health system. And we know this historically there has been harm caused. I'm very proud and excited to introduce Nicole, the CEO of CoHealth, who is here with us tonight, as CoHealth is the sponsor for this award. So over to you, Nicole.
Thank you, Chantel. As one of Australia's largest community health organisations, community participation and community engagement are at the heart of all that we do. We have a steadfast belief that people are experts in their own lives, and there is nowhere more important than in mental health. It's inspiring to see the strides being made by the mental health consumer movement. The work of VMIAC and consumers throughout Victoria are helping to create a mental health service system in which people can have their experiences respected and valued, and in which they have the freedom to make genuine choices in how they engage with services and what these services look like. There has been significant progress in improving the mental health system, but there is still work to be done. With organisations like VMIAC at the helm and the outstanding award nominees and winners we are honouring this evening, the future of our mental health system looks so much brighter. I'd also like to take this opportunity to say happy 40th birthday to VMIAC. Congratulations on 4 decades of advocating for the rights of consumers of mental health services. Your work is so important and has never been more important than today. Now on to the award announcement. We're proud to be sponsoring the VMIAC Human Rights Award 2021, recognising people's human right to good health and equitable services is part of CoHealth's DNA. I'm pleased to announce that there are 2 winners for 2021, and I'll announce them consecutively, and each winner will then be given an opportunity to respond. I'm so pleased to announce that the winners of the VMIAC Human Rights Award 2021 are Heidi Everett and Jodie Fisher. Congratulations to both of you.
G'day everyone, it's Heidi Everett here. I am currently dialed in on Wurundjeri country, which is just northeast of Melbourne. But when this video comes to you, I will actually be on Bunurong country, down on the Mornington Peninsula, where there won't be much Wi-Fi, so hence the pre-recording, just in case. So here I am to say a big embracing thank you so much to VMIAC, with the Victorian Mental Illness Awareness Council, for endowing me with the Human Rights Award 2021, shared with an extraordinary human being who I won't mention, just in case their name hasn't yet been announced. But boy, what a privilege to share this award with them. Thank you so much to Nicole Bartholomew and CoHealth for sponsoring this award. And thank you so much to Naomi Friars, who spearheaded my nomination to receive this award. I am absolutely stoked and so grateful to everyone involved to present me with this Human Rights Award, which I absolutely do not deserve in any way possible. There are so many people doing amazing things far beyond what I do and could even perceive of. So please accept my thanks in this amazing situation I never thought I would be in. I think the last 2 years have really proven that what we do in mental health advocacy, especially lived experience advocacy, is so important, because now more than ever, mental health is at the forefront of so many people's minds, literally. So we have so many people to enable to speak up and share their stories, to create space for other people. So I see the Human Rights Award as an enabler award. I try and enable other people to speak and show their stories and create space. So I'm really grateful for this award, and I take it on behalf of every other peer worker that I know does equally and far more important work that I could ever do. So thank you. I'll keep chipping away at the old block, the old mental health system, to enable spaces for more diverse voices and bodies to take some more leadership roles. But for this year, I hope I can honour VMIAC and all the people who work to provide me with this award. I hope I can honour you and take your names with me into the next year. So thank you so much, and see you out there in the big wide world. Bye.
This great honour. Firstly, I'd like to say that. Also, happy 40th anniversary. I would like to say how humbled I am and overwhelmed I am in receiving this award. I want to thank my husband, my son and my mum for supporting me through this whole deal that I went through and stood up for myself with. It just goes to show you how if you reach the bottom, you can still come out a lot stronger in the end if you stand up and fight. I'd also like to say a special thank you to Detective Senior Constable Alexia Visa, sorry about that, from the Box Hill Socket. Also the lovely ladies and team from the Victims of Crime in Ringwood, and the support that they've given me. I'd also like to say a huge thank you to Naomi Friars, who put me up for this award, and she does a lot of work herself and she should have been nominated. And I'd also like to thank VMIAC for this award. So thank you. I'm very humbled, as I say, and so thankful and very teary-eyed. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I can feel that emotion, and I suspect everybody else can. I want to thank both of you for your incredible contributions. It's just inspirational to be in the company of people such as yourselves. So well done, Heidi and Jodie. Thank you for upholding our human rights. The next award tonight is the Award of Intersectionality, and I was really glad to see this on here. Intersectionality, for those who don't or aren't familiar with the term, is often bandied around in policy circles, but is really, really important. It recognises that certain people face multiple and intersecting forms of structural disadvantage, and we need to name and acknowledge this. So VLA and the Independent Health Advocacy, forgive me, I'm a bit nervous, they have sponsored this event. And Rowan, the Executive Director of the Civil Justice and Access Equity at VLA, is here to present this award. Over to you, Rowan.
Thanks very much, Chantel. Thank you. And I'd like to also acknowledge that I'm on Wurundjeri land today. At VLA, we've seen firsthand the transformational impact that consumer leadership and engagement can have on how we work with people with mental health issues. We work alongside people with lived experience to develop, deliver and evaluate our services, including our Independent Mental Health Advocacy Service, IMA. We draw on the expertise of a senior consumer consultant and a consumer advisory group, and we've benefited from working with consumers and partners like VMIAC to produce resources and to advocate for change. This is a new and a different approach for the legal assistance sector. We're sponsoring this award tonight because we believe that lived experience should be at the heart of the mental health system. These awards acknowledge the tremendous advocacy, policy work, service development and delivery by consumers to improve that system. We're at a critical turning point for the mental health system in Victoria, and VLA is hopeful that out of the work of the Royal Commission, we'll see a new system that places consumers at the centre and delivers what they want, when and where they want it. Before I announce the nominees, I just want to wish VMIAC a very happy 40th birthday. And before I announce the winner, we do have a highly commended nominee, and that is Frances Acquah. So congratulations, Frances. And the winner of the Intersectional Advocacy Award for 2021 is Tamara Lovett. Congratulations, Tamara.
God, I'm going to try not to cry. All right, so I'd just firstly like to start off by acknowledging the traditional owners in the land on which I'm streaming to you from today, so the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. I'd like to pay my respects to their elders past, present and emerging. I'd also like to acknowledge my Gunai and Gunditjmara heritage as well, and the strong matriarchal lines that I do come from, which, you know, is part of the reason why I'm here today and in the roles that I am. Firstly, I'd like to extend my gratitude to a mentor of mine, Adam Burns, and also Wadamba Willem, who gave me the chance to start my career within the SEWB and mental health space, and working with Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people and supporting them on their healing journeys. This came at a time when I was actually a consumer of their program, so I was grateful to be given that opportunity and that trust and respect at that time. Most importantly, I'd like to acknowledge another significant mentor of mine, Grady Welsh, who nominated me for this award, and who also jumped at the opportunity to have me as part of the ballot jurying team, which I am currently working with, and again using my lived experience to support Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people, again, on their healing journey. I want to thank him for the trust and support he has given me as a mental health outreach worker, and acknowledge, I'd also like to acknowledge the other nominees who were up for this award tonight. I am sure that all of you are doing an amazing job in this space. And I'm also very grateful for VMIAC for selecting me, and happy 40th birthday. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Team VMIAC, but I just want to acknowledge Tamara. As this journey goes on, I get more and more emotional, and your words were just so powerful. And I feel like the custodianship of you in that work is going to just change. And I love that use of healing. It's such the right word, what we should be talking about. So now it's my duty to hand over to present the last two Part 2 awards for this evening. There's the Lifetime Achievement Award and there's the Lifetime Ally Award. And these recipients have been proudly chosen by VMIAC. These two awards are for people who have made a significant achievement in the advancement of the consumer perspective, either as a consumer or as an ally. I'd like to hand over to Janet now, as she was a Lifetime Achievement Award at our last awards ceremony, and she's going to present both awards now. Thank you.
Thank you. Am I on? Okay. It's Janet. I finally made it to the VMIAC Awards again, but I wanted to say thank you so much to VMIAC and all the support of the people, and that the land has never been ceded. Congratulations on your 40th birthday. It's an honour and a privilege to have received the VMIAC Lifetime Achievement Award myself. And I got to go to Uluru because of it. And it's touch the red centre. So it was beautiful. Receiving this award gave me a newfound focus and confidence to continue doing the work that I've been doing. We don't do this work for awards, but like everyone who's received one today, it's absolutely fantastic and just re-energizes us. This year, the Lifetime Achievement Award is being awarded to the Core Consumer Research Officer and Consumer Consultants for the U&I project. The Lifetime Ally Award is being awarded to the Research Design Consultant and Author for the U&I. These people worked variously on the path-breaking series of consumer evaluation projects that VMIAC conducted over a period of nearly a decade, from the late 1980s, starting with the Understanding Anytime using a dialogue method, which then expanded with Vic Health funding for another 3 years and was called Understanding and Improvement, U&I. This was followed by implementation and a trial phase and the publication of a consumer consultant's book of policy advice titled Do You Mind? The Ultimate Exit Survey, a manual for consumer consultants, plus a compendium summary book titled Essential U&I. Collectively, the 7 books became known as the U&I Project. U&I is a play on the words because the project was all about you and I, staff and consumers having deep and extended conversations together. The U&I project could be seen as the heart of VMIAC's ethos, like VMIAC's guiding principles. It was the first time anything like this had ever been attempted before, so it was groundbreaking. It was a truly collaborative effort. There were around 300 consumers and staff who gave their inquiring voices to the sequence of research projects. Together, they addressed the complexity at the centre of the broken mental health system. And boy, don't we know about that. A system that speaks both of being compassionate about health and recovery, and also a system that experiences discomfort from its own consumers. It was consumers' evaluation of acute psychiatric hospital practice but it looked at the problems of the whole system and from deep within the system. In this way, more than 25 years ago, consumers and research staff together created a comprehensive roadmap for a better mental health system. The UNI publications look at better modes of operation and practice, which actually repeatedly make change rather than just talking and talk of ethics and rights, or only collecting feedback sheets. The work is real, it's honest and deeply insightful. VMIAC is working with Vic Health on funding and permissions to digitise the important special work. VMIAC hopes to have the UNI work widely accessible in 2022. Tonight, these awards, the Life Achievement Award and Lifetime Ally Award, we celebrate and honour the people whose work led to these UNI volumes. I am very proud to ask Marinda Epstein to speak as a representative of the Lifetime Achievement Award and Yolanda Wadsworth to speak as a Lifetime Ally recipient. Congratulations to both of you and to the whole team. Fantastic work. Thank you.
I just want to say thank you to VMIAC for awarding us with this very prestigious award. I speak on my behalf only, but I'm very excited about it. You know, like you can do I think it's a message. You can do a really, really good project that is rigorous as anything, but you can still spend a lot of time laughing. And I think that's a recommendation, really.
Well, I'm Janet. I am coming from Wurundjeri country, Wurrung speaking. Firstly, just thank you so much for awarding this Lifetime Achievement Award to those 4 key consumer researchers and consultants on the Understanding and Involvement projects, Marinda Epstein and Moira Somerville, now Moira Clare, and Ross Findlay and John Chriselle. Amongst those 4 people, absolutely lifetimes of work in this field. And I'm in awe of what they've done since. I am very relieved and glad and grateful to VMIAC for having rediscovered these foundational histories and this epic body of work by so many consumers and professional staff and other allies over so many years. It's a treasure trove. I hope people will find time to spend looking at it and to go through it and to see how this unfolded, this incredible emergent participatory action research project that started with such a deep faith in the power of dialogue and listening and hearing and exchange between staff and consumers to come to these new understandings and to get to the bottom of what the issue is, what the deep paradox that holds so much of this in place, all the care and all the difficulties. So there it is in what we call the big egg, the model of 12 points, of which one was the creation of the consumer consultants that have become the client, the peer workers workforce. Anyway, when these books eventually are launched online, there'll be another ceremony and plenty of time to thank everyone. But I particularly wanted to say that there's an 8th book, the initial study, which was Diotto's Unlocking the System, and Maggie McGuinness was involved in that first Understanding Anytime, and 3 really critical coordinators at the start that had the courage to make all this happen and to invite me in, Lyndall Grimshaw and Terry Melbourne, and then Penny Drysdale, who made sure it continued going for this long period. Very unusual to have such a long period of nearly 10 years of this sequence of studies. I'm also relieved and glad, and thank you for adopting the ally concept. It gives me a place to be again in the movement. I'm a rather battered old researcher now, but I said it at my final presentation before I retired to the Australasian Evaluation Society conference that I'd made this terrible error at the beginning of my career, and there was this deadly silence. And I said, I thought that the health and community and human services were for the service users. And there was another silence, and then they began laughing as they realised that this so often gets lost. But it did not get lost in this project. And I just wanted to finish with just a few words out of the final, on the final pages of the final book. If we count Dies, it's 8 books, 8 volumes altogether. I said, I frequently found myself referring to this great octopus of a project. While this was exciting, it was also unbelievably exhausting. Sometimes Marinder and I wondered if we were part of some giant 1990s remake of The Red Shoe.
Which is such a shame. I was so captivated by her insight. I'd like to acknowledge the incredible work and the vision of the U&I project. It is a great way to conclude tonight's event by looking back at the journey and where we're about to head. We are so honoured to have that piece of work as part of our toolkit to dismantle and change and reform and remember who it's actually all about. And I think that that's the greatest sentiment for me here today, is the power of the consumer, and those allies are required.